fourth quarter, 39-16. Can you explain what happened in that fourth quarter to your team?
Yeah, one was just turnovers in the second half. I think they had we had 11 turnovers for 26 points or something crazy like that. Like I've never seen nothing like that before. But we talked about just taking care of the ball against this team, which we did a good job in the first half, only having 3 turnovers, I think. And then in the second half we got up and then we turned the basketball over, didn't get back in transition, and then of course Brian got it going. And then offensively, we wasn't very organized. We didn't get organized. We didn't do the things we were supposed to do, and so I take full responsibility for that. Just making sure we're organized, knowing what we're supposed to do, and like I said, and then Brian, exploded.
You take responsibility, but what responsibility do the players have to take in this as well? Since it says Clippers team, not Tyrone's team.
Yeah, I take responsibility though. You're a leader of the team, and you're up 21 points, and you can't lose a game like that, and so, we got to be better. But we did some good things, but just to lose a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter, that's not like us, and so we got to be better in that regard. I don't think that's ever happened, in my career since I've been coaching, to lose a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter. But Brian got hot. We talked about it before the game. Can't turn the ball over against this team because it's deadly. You can't recover when you turn the basketball over. And so we had a combination of both of those things tonight, and then rebounding the basketball when we did get stops. We didn't secure the ball.
How do you make sure that because you talked about the turnovers before the game and it's been so critical, how do you make sure this doesn't manifest and continue on?
I don't know. I think we just got to make a simple play, which we did, but we got to be positive and sure what we're doing. When guys are out of sync or not in the right spots, in the right spacing, it is kind of hard to make the right pass in the right place. So our spacing, being in the right spots, that's very important. We talked about before the game of just having our spacing right. And we just, like I said, in that second half or the fourth quarter, we just it didn't look the same as it did the first 3 quarters. So just something to look at, something to get better at, and hopefully we can learn from it.
And Coach, you mentioned that Bron did get it going. It seemed like Kawhi wanted to personally take on that responsibility late in the fourth, but it seemed like Bron was seeking out screens to get Kawhi off of him, and it didn't seem like Kawhi made a concerted effort to get around screens. Is that something that was in the game plan? You wanted to switch, or did you want Kawhi to kind of fight over a screen and try to keep Bron in front?
Yeah, no, coming into the game, we wanted to switch, and our fives did a good job of, guarding LeBron the first 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, he kind of got going, and so we fired and double teamed, and then that's when you really at his mercy when he's able to pass and pick you apart, which he did in that fourth quarter down the stretch, and he was able to get some open threes, and when they didn't score, we were in rotation. AD got the offensive rebound, so it wasn't good for us.
So you did want to switch late in the fourth with Kawhi?
And fire, yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Ty. I know you said that you've never been part of a 21-point in the fourth quarter and then lost game. Scoring is so different from when you played. Now that the numbers are what they are these days, how does that change strategy and energy as a coach when you see your team with a 20-point lead, but then it's slipping away?
Like I said, we did some good things in the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, just not taking care of the basketball, not good with our spacing, not understanding what guys are supposed to be on the floor. And like I said, I take full responsibility for that. We got to be better, with our spacing and what they're trying to do. And so coming to the game, we understand that D'Lo and Reeves are going to show, so we got to take advantage of that, which we didn't do. Just things that we coming into the game that we knew they was going to do that we didn't take advantage of, especially in that fourth quarter. So we got to be better. We can't let that game slip away. Especially after playing so well for 3 quarters.
I know you took responsibility for the offense, just looking a little bit out of sorts there down the stretch. What did you see with the group of Russ, Plumlee, and PJ together? Because obviously PJ had a couple of looks there in the corner, but passed those down. Does that make it tougher for those groups to survive offensively because there's just not very much space?
Well, it's spacing because PJ can shoot it. He just didn't. He didn't take the shots. But we talked about it 2 days ago, actually. When you're playing against good teams, you got to take the first available shot, because if you don't, then you're gonna get a worse shot or a harder shot. And so I don't think that was a problem, because that was early on in the game. But for me, like I said, just taking care of the basket. You can't give up 30 points on 14 turnovers. Like that's That might be a record in itself, 30 points on 14 turnovers. And then, offensive rebounds, especially down the stretch. We did a good job in that first half, but down the stretch, we weren't able to secure the basketball.
Coach, was there any thoughts at all to just blitz LeBron, say, man, anybody but this guy, let's make sure, we get the ball out of his hand?
Well, that's kind of what the fire does. It kind of, lets you get your guys in line to be able to double team. I think if you blitz and, he hits AD in a short roll, then you're at their mercy as well. So he hit a couple threes against the switch. Then we went to the fire to get out of his hands, and then they picked us apart with the fire. So, it's tough when you got to double team LeBron, because he's a great passer. And he can make every pass on the court. So you got to pick and choose when you're going to do that.
First half, I think you guys had the 3 turnovers. I know we're talking a lot about turnovers, but James specifically looked like he was playing faster, playing with a different level of pace. Wound up playing, I'm not sure how many minutes he played, but close to 40 minutes. Can you expect the pace that James plays at to be sustainable when you need to do so much scoring, providing an offense for everybody else, guarding bigger bodies? Like, how can you get James to play basically like a clean game with as big a workload that he has?
Yeah, he can definitely do it. And like you said, you saw it tonight, especially the first 3 quarters, but it's hard to play with pace when you're not getting stops. And then that fourth quarter, we didn't get a lot of stops, so we wasn't able to play with pace and get into our stuff in transition. So that's a reflection of not getting a lot of stops in that fourth quarter.
What do you feel like is the pattern when James does turn the ball over? That first half, he had none.
Probably being a little tired. Yeah, probably being a little tired, and also teams adjusting. He's so dynamic in the pick and roll, and so late in that second quarter, in the second half, they started, blitzing, trying to get it out of his hands, and we made the right passes, the right plays in that regard. We didn't complete it once we got it to our bigs or once we got it out of the double team. So we didn't do a good job with that.
Last one.
Hey, Coach, I know you said you would go to the coaches about a lot of different things. What type of conversations are you guys having after this game? You feel like it's back to the drawing board? Or
No, I feel good, man. It's over. It's one game. Played well for 3 quarters, didn't finish the game. I never let one loss or a bad loss, take away from what we've been doing and what we built. So it's a tough loss because we, up 21 points, but this is a good team, and when you don't take care of the basketball and you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna lose, and so we can see that, and so, but the game's over. Got to get ready for the Wizards game on Friday. As tough as this loss may be, it's over.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.